Welcome to the Health Coach Nation podcast. My name is Hailey Rowe, and I'm a sales and marketing coach and LinkedIn lead generation service provider. I work with health, life, and mindset coaches and online service-based business owners to help them get more sales, shift their time to the client-generating activities instead of just the busy work, and overcome that social media overwhelm. Let's get into the show. If you're ready to take on your next paying clients, I have good news. My free 4 Basics of Client Attraction and How to Stand Out class is live at haileyrowe.com/client-attraction. In the class, you're going to learn the top 2 traits I recommend for most coaches and entrepreneurs if they really want to turn this into a career. You're going to learn how you can build demand for your services and stop getting crickets on your posts. You're going to learn the sales roadmap I used to improve my sales conversion rate and help my clients do the same. And you're going to learn so much more. So go to haileyrowe.com/client-attraction and get your copy of the class today. And I will have you guys share what the heck is Rise to Thrive Tribe?
Yeah, so Rise to Thrive Tribe is really a community and a movement that we co-founded that is rooted in 3 pillars, which is vitality, connection, and play.
Amazing. So today what we're going to do is we're going to talk to Matt and Brooke a little more about their story and what led them to want to create this community. And then we're going to do a little bit of live coaching, because one of the things that I know many of you listening struggle with, along with other business owners like Matt and Brooke struggle with, is finding partners in your business to help you reach bigger audiences and that kind of thing. So Matt and Brooke, why don't we just start off with how did you decide to start this community, and what led to that?
I mean, I would say it probably started with our individual solo road trip journeys that eventually led us to beautiful Sedona, Arizona last year in the fall. We gathered in community in a remote area of Sedona in the desert for a 2-week camp where everybody was there for the intention to do some deep healing and connection work. The community was really based on some new earth pillars and was there to work on themselves, to go inward, to actually sit in ceremonies and to eat together and to share ideas and really discover a new way of living in community. And I'd say Brooke and I connected right off the bat on the first day of arriving, and we clicked right away, and I guess the rest is kind of history.
Yeah, I mean, it was very much, there was a lot of work and personal development, but it was also like being on the playground, just a bunch of adult little kids running around and connecting with our inner child. And so that's something that really bonded us, was how playful and in joy we were. And so coming together, it just felt natural to really bridge our backgrounds, which my background is in holistic. I'm a holistic nutritionist, and I've been helping people heal from I like to call it a Frankenfood system for the last 5 years. So that's really my background.
And I come from the world of coaching. For the last 8 years, I've been in the world of empowering others to live their most authentic dream lives and in an unapologetic way, and help them bring their authentic gifts to the world, their authentic medicine and their unique abilities. And together we decided to co-create this tribe and an extension of that, the programs and offerings that we have.
Amazing. Okay. So you guys met and moved pretty quickly, it sounds like. Was that a year ago, you said?
Yeah, literally just celebrated our 1 year of knowing each other on Saturday, Friday. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So you were like, all right, we got to start this community. And you said there's 3 pillars. Can you say them again?
Yep. Connection, vitality, and play.
Nice. And so you've structured this community around these pillars, but you do offer a 90-day program, which we were talking a little bit more about. And a lot of the people listening are in the holistic wellness field, or they're coaches. And they are doing something similar where they offer, a 6-month coaching program or 90-day jumpstart or something like that. And I'm curious, as you've been launching this over the last year, what have you found? Like, what were some of the steps you took to determine, okay, we should do this 90-day program? Tell me more about kind of some of the steps you've taken over the last year.
Yeah, well, I guess I've been guiding people for quite a few years, but without a whole lot of structure, just here and there. And I think meeting Matt, he really brought the masculine structure and the scheduling and all that to really come together. And his background is more in creating programs.
Mm-hmm.
So having him by my side, it really strengthened my gifts, and then him bringing in his own gifts to come together and create something a little bit more solid, to create a program, something that we can bring out into the world and really make something of and impact as many people as we can.
Nice. Okay. And so how many times have you launched the 90-day program so far?
So I think originally when we started our first round at the beginning of this year, I think we ended up doing two or three rounds. And then we decided, hey, we want to be able to bring people in kind of revolving door style, so that once people come into our sphere, it's like they're hungry and ready to get started. We want to be able to have them plug into the community right away and still having to wait to the next cohort. So we started to structure things that way. And that way also the new participants coming in could also learn and hear from people who are further along on the journey as well. So that's kind of how we're running it at the time, right now.
Okay. So who would be the ideal person for this program, and also who would be the ideal partner? Because I know one of the things you said is you want to do more collaborations, more partnerships. So tell me a little bit more about both.
Yeah, I mean, as you probably know, in the health space, most people could use this offering, as most humans are struggling today with their health, and the health epidemic is on the rise. But one of our main focuses is supporting people with gut health and cellular repair. So, one of the main ways that we support people is in detoxing glyphosate, which I'm sure that you are aware of, that has permeated every aspect of our environment and our water systems and is really wreaking havoc on our microbiomes, which is then just causing so many issues, as you know. So this is a sneaky, very underrated chemical that is impacting so many people. And it was very integral to my own personal health journey and healing my gut. And so that's a really big focus is gut health. But that can look like so many things because it's such a root issue. As far as, we can really help. I like to say we can help every single person breathing the air today, because everyone that is breathing the air is toxified, because we live in a crazy toxic world that didn't exist even decades ago. So we're really up against a lot. There's really not a human that we cannot serve. And then as far as the partnership.
Yeah, and just before touching on the partnership, one thing I would add that's really been present for us lately is that detoxing is no longer optional. Like, we are so toxic in our environment and it's coming at us from every direction that, maybe, 10, 15 years ago, it was like a nice thing to do, to be able to do a detox or a cleanse of sorts. And there's kind of that mentality around what cleanses are like. But now it's gotten to the point where you got to be taking steps on a daily basis to be maintaining and consistently cleansing yourself of this toxicity. When it comes to the partners in the business right now, our ideal partners are really other health and wellness practitioners, people who are helping clients already, and are looking to get more results, more impactful results, deeper results, and in a quicker time frame, as well as maybe potentially health and wellness practitioners that are maybe starting out as well that are struggling to kind of get some traction and are looking for another kind of stream of income for themselves to be able to plug in a really powerful protocol that doesn't have to detract from what they're already doing in their unique way that they're helping their clients. But this can be a very easy plug and play, simple, complementary modality that they can add to what they're already doing to get better results for their clients.
Gotcha. Okay. So tell me so far, what have you tried to connect with other health and wellness professionals?
Like how have we already?
Yeah, so far. Mm-hmm.
We've been using networking platforms like Alignable. That's something that we've recently been plugging into.
We love in-person stuff, so we've been doing a lot of vending with the superfoods that we work with. They're super delicious, as well as effective. So we like to go to different wellness centers or gatherings, whether it's a yoga center or different kind of markets, and set up a table, sample our stuff, and people can come meet with us, talk and learn and be educated. And have fun in some of those environments. There's like a DJ or something. Like, we like to bring again the element of play into that as well. So that's been really effective for us.
In the past I've even done farmers markets, anything where I can get belly to belly with people, because I feel like that is really what we desire, because people can really feel our energy and know who we are. And it's not just behind a screen, which I find the most challenging is the social media, the online, getting people to really know who we are and to feel and understand the value of partnering up with us.
Okay. Go ahead.
What I want to just add quickly to that, the challenge around social media being, there's been so much diluted in the coaching space and the help and service industry, just because there's a lot of effective marketers online who are not necessarily the most pure intention. They're just, out there, and they're really great at marketing. And I feel like there's a lot of probably your listeners too that can relate to being a practitioner that really deeply cares and has an effective solution, but isn't a ninja in the marketing space. And it's kind of this disconnect, and we're not finding the people that are really looking for us and really want help.
Okay. Yeah. So you hit on something that I see a lot, and that is that sometimes, and this is part of why my mission is helping wellness professionals with marketing and sales, because a lot of them are really good at their craft and they love their craft or coaching or whatever service they do. But then when it comes to marketing, that they dread it, they fear it. And sometimes the best people want to just hide and just do their service and just coach or just, use their products with their clients. And so I think you bring a good point there. And when you're telling me that you are struggling to communicate the value of partnering with you, if you're looking to connect with health and wellness professionals, I think one of the things you would want to say is that is a benefit of working with you. They don't have to. Would you say that you give them something to market these products and or programs? Like, you give them tools to do that? So if they hate marketing, it's okay because they're getting something that is going to help them with that with more ease and not have to do certain marketing tactics they don't want to do?
Definitely. I mean, the company we're partnered with has so many resources and so much marketing material. And at the same time, anybody who partners with us gets to leverage the community we've already built, the results we've already had, be able to plug into our program and leverage that for their people as well. So there is a lot of an advantage there for anybody who chooses to partner with us.
Yeah, people don't need to have a ton of experience, because that's where we get to come in and shine. And that's what we're passionate about.
Okay. So that is one of the, have you just brain dumped all of the values of partnering with you, or that, it's going to be easier for them to market themselves. They're going to have an additional revenue stream they can use with clients. They have good testimonial. Tell me, have you put that somewhere on a page, or what's your process of communicating that value to people?
Yeah, that's a great question.
I mean, we've done it in so many different niches, because we're also we're also like nomadic, and we really value an adventurous lifestyle, and we've been traveling nonstop in the last 12 months. So, we would communicate the value for somebody who wants to do that, for example, and be really targeted with, being able to have this kind of business and live this kind of lifestyle. And then we've done it for the, the health and wellness practitioners. And, we probably can be more effective at being consistent. I mean, again, I come back to social media at communicating that value on social, creating content. But again,
I feel like I'm brainstorming all the time. I'm realizing, why would someone not want this because of A, B, C, D, E? But maybe the communication of that could be, fortified and improved.
Well, I think there could be a regular process that you guys have in place that you're trying to send everybody to make your life easier and to make their life easier. So in other words, like if you had some kind of freebie that helps them with a certain and do you have like a lead magnet of some kind? Okay.
We do. We have a partnership landing page, and then we have like like the light box where they give us their information and then they get sent something for free.
What is the freebie, or what is the lead magnet?
I have a few different ones. I know one is a PDF book called The Toxin That Came to Dinner, which is all about glyphosate and how that's impacting people. So that's a whole book. And then another one is my breakdown of a 30-day transformation. And then I think one of the other light boxes may just go to an email where they can then book a call with us. I'm not sure exactly what the piece of value is in that one, but I have a few different ones going.
Okay. So one thing, whenever we're marketing, there's a couple things you brought up that we want to look at. One is you guys love in person and you like being playful in your marketing and you like people to meet you. So from that standpoint, I would definitely suggest like looking into meetup groups of wellness professionals or biohackers or nomads or whatever. And there's websites for that. There's meetup.com, there's Eventbrite. There's probably like a local, like in our area, we have like a blog that announces events in our area. And sometimes they'll talk about networking groups that we can attend and things like that. So you could look into like networking groups with other entrepreneurs. But then the other thing locally is if you haven't tried to, like, have you tried to reach out to other people who share the same interest in holistic wellness, like acupuncturists or massage therapists, or like, I don't know if maybe this might be a stretch, but like med spas, or, just people who are into self-care and wellness with some kind of opportunity to team up on an event together or anything like that.
That's actually what we're in the process of doing right now. So the collaborations and the event holding would be amazing. Like that's really an ideal situation for us because we understand the value of them already having an audience and doing an event, making it be open to all of the community members to draw attention to their space and what they're offering. And then, just being a lot of value. So that's something we're really lit up about right now and excited to try on.
Right. And the key with that is to communicate what's the benefit to them. So either you guys together are going to bring in foot traffic to their center and you guys are both going to gather emails or something at this event, or they're going to get a referral commission if somebody they refer to you enrolls in your 90-day program or something like that. Or you are going to make something in their life easier. Like you could do, oh, you guys good?
Sorry, just an alarm going off.
No worries. So you guys could do something where it's like, I forgot what I was talking about. We were talking about
the value prop for them.
The value prop for them. So no, but there was one thing I wanted to, you could bundle your services. So like they could get the 90-day program and get, some kind of service that person does. You guys could do a local giveaway, like team up with a couple local business owners, get everybody involved and donate some gifts all together and then promote it at their storefronts. And then you guys would promote on your digital presence. But making their life easier. That was the one thing I was going to say. If you're going to do a collaboration with someone, if they don't want to host an event, because that sounds like a lot and they got to do it at their center and blah, 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 you guys could do something like donate a guest newsletter for their email list that is helpful, it's value-based, but then maybe it links to your website or your freebie or whatever. And then offer the same thing to them if they want to, promote to your email list. Now, do you guys have would you say your audience, because this is something I hear a lot, we just have a really small audience, so I don't know who would want to really partner with us because our audience is small. How big is your audience roughly, or tell me more about your audience size?
I mean, yeah, it's an interesting relationship. What are you talking mostly about, like Instagram or email list?
Add it up, like your email list, which is probably the most important one. Your Instagram, your LinkedIn, Facebook group if you have one, things like that.
Yeah, Facebook groups, a couple hundred?
Mm-hmm.
And then I think I'm 4,000 something on Instagram, and you're
2,500 on Instagram. And then there's always the algorithms that are not always in our favor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess,
in your email list?
In my email, I mean, I'm on and off with my email. That's definitely something I could be putting a little bit more love and focus into as well, and being more organized with all of that. But yeah, I mean, I guess comparing to other people, we are smaller fish in the pool.
Sure. Yeah, but you could add all of that up. And you can, if you're going to do a collab and you don't have a big email list, but they do, and they're sending it out to their email list, you could post it on your social media if you have a more big following there, instead of saying we'll do a guest newsletter for them, like the swap. You want to make a swap that makes sense. And the other thing is with the, you were saying the lead magnets you have. So the types of lead magnets, with the 90-day transformation, is that teaching wellness professionals how they can make a 90-day program? Or is that like your transformation, your health transformation, like a case study?
Yeah, that's more of our case study of our transformation, working specifically with clients that need support in reclaiming their health. So then what we're really trying to grow right now, because we've had so much success with that, we're ready and more excited to be partnering up. And we have a whole landing page for both. So we have one specifically for the 90-day for just clients. And then we have one that's specifically for the partnership. Okay.
So the thing that is standing out to me is, like, if I was a health and wellness professional, they're going to want something that not like, it's one thing to have somebody who needs help with their health and they want to read about glyphosate or something like that. And sometimes health and wellness professionals will want to learn more about that because they're passionate about it and they love geeking out about this stuff. But if you're trying to attract and communicate the value of partnering with you, it's about it'd be having a freebie, like, how to do a 90-day offer, like how to create a 90-day coaching offer, or, how to get your first clients, and then the solve being that whatever you guys have within, how you help with that, or what, like something that would appeal to them where they're starting out in their business and they don't know what to do with all the, like, they got some kind of certification or they're working with clients, or you brought up that it helps them speed up their results with clients. So it could be a freebie around, like, 3 ways to speed up your clients' results as a health coach, without XYZ, something they don't want to do. Right. So yeah, I would try to think about what would really appeal to them stepping into on the business side of things. If this is something where they partner with you and it does help them on the business side of things, if it's more helping them with client delivery, then focus on that. But try to come up with a freebie around that. And then with your freebie page, I guess you're going to need to just focus on that one freebie, but then in the email sequence, focus on explaining there's two parts to this. There's the products that you're going to be, experiencing and can have your own transformation with, and your clients can have transformation with, and explaining that in a couple emails. And then there's the partnership side of things where you can incorporate this into your business and blah, 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 blah. So is that what currently do you have after they get that lead magnet? What happens? Do they get like 10 email? Like what happens after that?
No, my email strategy is not super existent at this point. Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah, you got to start somewhere. Most of my clients start with just one lead magnet before they make a whole funnel. You just want to be able to capture the information first and then go from there. But I would be thinking about going through that brainstorm list that you shared before of like, why wouldn't someone want to do this partnership? Having ways to communicate that in your email sequence through stories, through client, or team members who are on your team, their success stories, things like that, I think would be more helpful in communicating the value of the partnership.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great idea.
So, and then you said alignable was another thing. And that online, you don't love that as much because it's less connected, that kind of thing. So I guess one question is, have you guys, when you get a new, is your community, where is it hosted? Like, is it on Instagram or like, is it in a Facebook group or?
Yeah, we started on Facebook on a Facebook group. Our like most intimately engaged people we've got in a WhatsApp group, and
cool.
More recently we've got the Instagram that we've launched.
Okay, so and the WhatsApp group, what's that consist of? Is that like both people who are into health? Is that both potential partners and customers?
Yeah, I'd say it's more heavily weighted on the customers. But some of them end up becoming partners after they have success. So there is a percentage of them that are partners as well.
Okay. So, because one angle you could take is like when you get a new follower on Instagram or something, if you like to be personal and you like to, make people feel connected, it would be a benefit to say something like, hey, welcome to our page. Like, we're so happy you're here. And it could be a little voice note, or it could be like a video you guys make or something. And, if you're ever looking to network with now that would be more if it's for the partnerships, because like what's valuable to them, if they're a health and wellness professional and they want to grow their business, networking, hearing from other business owners who are going through the same things, that kind of thing. So you could pitch it in that kind of sense where if they could connect with other people like them who are wellness passionate and whatever, or if it's for potential customers, it's kind of marketing two different things. So I think it's part of what you have to do also is decide, the usual path someone goes on. And if it's more so important to you to have someone be a customer first, go through their own transformation with the products, and then have this like back end thing where you invite them to the partnership if they're seeing amazing results or something. That's one angle. The other option would be two different paths. There's the health and wellness people we're marketing to, and they sign up for something that would be useful for their business. And then they get more support about the partnership, how it works, the products, blah, blah, blah. And then there's a customer journey where they just want to get better health. So I guess you'd have to decide that for yourself. What has been have you had health and wellness people join without going through like a 90-day program and stuff first?
Well, that's really the first step. I mean, we don't ever advocate for anyone being a partner until they have a fully embodied experience with it and see the power of it, and then are naturally like, yes, this makes so much sense, and I want to share it with my clients.
Gotcha.
Not all of them do 90 days though. We have people who've tried it in month 1 and they're like, okay, I want to do this.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, I still think that you could still market to health and wellness people right off the bat who work with clients. The only difference is you'll invite them to obviously test out and use the products themselves first, but you could still have a lead magnet that's helping them with client delivery or something like that, or how these products work. But where I was going with all that was deciding what kind of thing you would say in a welcome encounter with someone. Like, what is their first step with you to build trust and know, like, and trust when they're not with you in person?
Right.
That's something to think about. Is it going to be, which freebie is it going to be? And making sure that that's super enticing.
And what is something that you would suggest generally, like a video or,
so
I
would suggest, do you mean like for how you communicate?
The lead magnet. For the lead magnet?
Well, no, like for communicating, like your first encounter with them or inviting them.
Yeah. So that I would experiment and see what your people respond best to. I've had clients who just send a written thing with emojis and that's it. I've had clients who do a video because people like to see their face. I've had people do voice notes. So I would say for what you're doing, probably like a voice note or video in my guess, but I would test and see what do you get better replies to and whatnot. And the cool thing is you have, for the partnership, you have a very targetable niche, meaning you can find health and wellness professionals on LinkedIn by typing in their title. You could find them by what podcasts they listen to and being on those podcasts. You can find them by searching that in the search bar on Instagram. So one thing I always suggest to people is when they're choosing a niche, pick one that's probably easy to find, because if it's hard to find, if it's somebody who's just like struggling with GI issues, that's not going to be in their bio. It's not going to be searchable on LinkedIn. Unfortunately, it has to be a type of person who struggles with GI issues, right? So I do like that. But as far as the lead magnet goes, the way you deliver that, or the format you deliver for that one depends, because you guys have products. So it'd be cool if you could have like a sample of a product at some point, or, a special thing with that. But if not, it could also be, what are your people? Are they busy? And do they like audio on the go? Or do they like to read things? Are they super nerdy and like to read like ebooks and stuff? But I would say from what I see with this niche, they like easy, like short video or short audio. I love, I have a private podcast for my clients, and you could even do a private podcast as a freebie, like a private little mini series with 5-minute episodes or something. So audio sometimes I find is good because people can consume it on the go and they don't have to sit down and be like at their computer and, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, that's super helpful.
Cool. So backing up to the pitch for local outreach, do you have something you usually say, or have you crafted that yet? Or
yeah, I mean, we've been definitely running an experiment with like different wording. I think something that we've been using a lot is, hey, we'd love to explore a collaboration with you. We see a powerful partnership.
Nice.
And then, getting to the point of like, the best thing is getting them on a call, like getting them to actually show up. So then we can dive into detail. I mean, lately I've been getting a good amount of rejection, even just with the part of people not wanting to even meet on a call. So that's been, we all know rejection is very much part of this whole process.
Yeah.
And, trusting that we will come across the right people that are aligned and are a yes. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. We've been using more of that kind of wording.
Okay. Do you know why? Do they ever say why they're a no, or is it no, we're ghosting?
Well, one that I just saw this morning, she just said, yeah, that's great. Like, we're not looking for a partnership, even though I didn't even use the word partnership in that message. So I was like, then I asked, well, what do you mean by partnership? Because I was just asking to come and mastermind and get to know each other. Sometimes it's just an invitation, like, hey, there's a lot of overlap. We'd love to connect. We're collaborating and just meeting new connections. And something along that line. Of course, it was specific to the subjects we were talking about.
Sure.
But yeah.
Got it. So a couple of things with that. One, just make sure that when you do say, would you like to explore collaboration, or some kind of, that you end it with a question, like, would you be open to connecting this week, or something with an open-ended question instead of let me know if that sounds good. Like that doesn't typically work well unless we leave it open with a question. And then the other thing is, keeping it short, which I think it sounds like you're doing, but at the same time, giving the why would they care and or what's in it for them. Always very them focused. So if it is, that you would love to explore, like sharing what their work with your audience and vice versa, or doing a live swap, or like just try to find an angle that is beneficial for both parties, but more so them. And sometimes what I like to do to build rapport and relationships with partners is sometimes I don't even, because there's a lot of different ways to collab and partner. And so I'll share a couple ideas. Like some of my ideas are these things, right? But then whether or not they reply or they want to connect or whatever, I like to be a connector. And I like to think about who would be a good, even if it's not me, like who could be a good podcast guest for them, or who could be a good podcast they should be on, or something like that. And just try to think of how can I also just be helpful to this person, whether they want to partner or not. Yep. And that can help build relationships as well, which are important, because if you're just doing cold partnership connecting with nothing really in common, or you guys don't have a mutual friend or anything like that, it's not that it doesn't work. It does, but it is what you said. It's a large volume that you have to do, and you just have to keep doing it. And it's a numbers game, right? Yeah. Versus if you have an in somehow because you guys both have a mutual friend, or you both been on the same podcast or whatever, that goes a lot farther. So try to think of ways you could, incorporate that as well.
Great.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Wheels are turning. So.
Love it. Well, obviously, if this was a real coaching session, I would break this down like, your next steps are 1, 2, 3. We were kind of brainstorming today and coaching live, and I can't share my screen and show you the whole, lead gen process on LinkedIn or whatever. But I am glad that we got to do this as a little coaching demo. And where can everybody find you, connect with you, all that good stuff?
Yeah, I would suggest sending everyone to our Instagram at Rise to Thrive Tribe. That's Rise, the number 2, Thrive Tribe. Connect with us on there.
Oh man, time is up.
He set so many alarms. This is where the masculine structure comes in.
It doesn't work when your phone is the webcam. So this is a new thing we're trying. So we can't really turn it off from this angle.
But I think that would be the best place to find us collectively, and then you can find us on an individual level. I'm at sunbeam_Brookie. And then I could post my website too, maybe in the notes.
Go for it.
It's www.sunbeam-wellness.com.
All right. Well, thank you for being here, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks so much for listening to this podcast. And if it's really helpful for you, I'd really appreciate if you share it and or leave a written podcast review. This tells the podcast sites that our show is useful, and it will be promoted to more people that way. Thanks again.